today I'm gonna be trying to use up these bananas. I got 3, and we're gonna see how much like banana mash I can get from it, because that really depends on how much I'm able to bake. But yeah, so let's just mash up some of these bananas and see how much banana stuff we can get from it. And these genuinely are not ripe enough. They are, you can still see some yellow on them, and usually you want to use them when they're like dark brown, but I couldn't help myself. I want banana stuff. I want it now, and so I'm gonna try to make it now. Feelings? Or should I try to make banana bread with walnuts? You know what? You know what might be happening here? I think I don't have enough banana to actually do this. Hold on, are you kidding me? This would be a tragedy. I wanted to make both things. So this would mean that one of these things would have to go without like half a cup of banana. This would be enough for this one recipe, except for half a cup. It would be missing half a cup of banana. What am I gonna do? Because I do need this whole, at least one whole banana for another thing that's way cooler than this thing. You know what I mean? All right, let's try to look up emergency. I have to look up another recipe. I think ultimately I'm gonna have to add an egg to this so that I can actually have the amount of banana that I need. Look at that banana, nasty. I'm gonna take this spatula. I'm gonna move this into here. So this is gonna be the bowl that we mix our wet stuff in. So our wet stuff includes everything that isn't flour or salt or, you know, like baking powder or leaveners, the baking powder and baking soda. So everything that isn't that goes in here. And this is pretty liquidy, but not too liquidy. And yeah, so we have that. And then we're gonna add our oil, our sugar, our vanilla, and I guess now I have to add an egg. It's the law. Goodness, I didn't want to. I didn't want to have to, but now I need to, because I don't have enough banana. See, like, really, you could use banana as an egg substitute. And so right now, I'm kind of using the logic that if you could use a banana as an egg substitute, that means you could use an egg as a banana substitute. Which, don't sue me, I think that's how it works. So, whatever, you know? I'm gonna add in the sugar and hope my stream doesn't crash. And so, we've got the sugar in here. And really, you want to mix this till it's pale, until it's dissolved. And you know, you can kind of tell when it's dissolved because it won't be as grainy. It'll just be like liquidy, and that's what you really want. But while I'm mixing this, I'm gonna add in, calls for a 1/3 cup of oil. I'm gonna add that in. And I'm not using any fancy type of oil, I'm using canola oil. You could use vegetable oil, any type of oil works. The lady in the recipe did say to use coconut oil, but that means absolutely nothing other than the fact that it's oil. And then I'm also going to add in some vanilla. And I never really measure out vanilla. I guess I should. This was expensive, this little jar, but I don't want to. I like putting enough vanilla for it to taste good, you know? And so it called for a teaspoon, but I pour with my heart. So that's the vanilla, the sugar, the oil, and the banana. And now I have to add in the dry mix. That's gonna be our flour, that's gonna be our baking powder, our baking soda, this recipe also calls for. And you're gonna wanna fold all of that in. So that's what I'm gonna do here in a minute. I have my flour measured out already, but I have to add the levelers. So that includes my baking powder. How much baking powder do I need? I need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And this is how I kind of measure it. I'm not even sure if this is how the appropriate way to measure baking powder, but this is how I do it. So that's 2 teaspoons of that, and then I need half a teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, shoot. You know what? Here, hold on. Because there's lumps in my baking soda for some reason. There you go. So half a teaspoon of that. And then I'm gonna ask for 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I always like to put a little bit more. I like cinnamon in my banana bread, so I'll put a little bit more. So I'm done with all this. I usually mix this up, and I probably am. You know what? I am going to, because it's better to start with a fully incorporated mix before you start doing stupid stuff with it. There you go. So now it's all mixed together. Oh, you know what I did forget to add? What did I forget to add to this? It's half a teaspoon of salt. Give me a minute. Forgot to add half a teaspoon of salt. Usually I wouldn't add this if I was using butter, because I don't really keep unsalted butter in the house. I just keep salted butter. So most of the time, if I'm using butter in a recipe that calls for unsalted butter but also calls for salt, I'll just not add salt and use the salted butter, you know. So instead of using this whisk, I'm gonna use this spatula so that I can fold everything in. And I mean, I'm just gonna do one more general check. I have the sugar in here, I have the oil, I have the vanilla, and this I have the flour, I have the baking powder, I have baking soda, cinnamon. Okay, we're ready. We're ready to start adding stuff. I'm sifting this because for some reason this batch of flour I have has so many lumps in it, and it's just so annoying. I have to get the lumps out so that it doesn't end up in the bread and like flour pockets. Gross. It's so gross. Crisco my pans before I put the batter in, because I'm so sick and tired of having things completely stick to my pans and I have to rip them out or just come to terms with the fact that I'm eating part of the pan. So I'd rather just grease the pan before starting this. And I'm gonna grease both of these because I think that's how much batter I have. I think I have enough batter for 2 of these. And 2 of them being very, being like the nice term. This little pan is for extra batter. You know, I've been baking like a maniac recently. I haven't really filmed any of it, but I've been baking a lot, like for no good reason. I think it helps me when I get stressed out. Boy, do you know I'm stressed. You know, things are stressful, but it's helping, you know? It makes me feel like I can do something in a bunch of stuff that makes me feel like I can't do shit about it, you know? All right, so I don't know if I should go the less dishes route or if I should go the, you know, cleaner route. I think I'm gonna go with less dishes, because who wants more dishes? But I'm not the strongest woman in the world. I can't really hold this like this for too long. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this pan, and then if I have extra, I put it in the next pan. So yeah, I'm gonna go clean some dishes real quick because I have to use that pot again. I have to use that bowl again. And I'm probably gonna actually have to pick out another bowl to use. Oh goodness, but I'm gonna go clean some dishes real quick and just enjoy some music and just banana bread sitting here. With a singular toothpick. And so what I'm going to do, my oven is done preheating. Most of the time I try to do this, but it may not always work out the way I want to. We'll see when this is done. But what you're supposed to do with a loaf, because it's really moist, it traps a lot of moisture. So to let some of that steam that you're gonna create out, you just do a slice down the middle. And yeah, here, usually it's not like this messy, but there you go, a slice down the middle. And it looks like absolutely nothing to you, but once it bakes, all the moisture is gonna escape through that slice in the loaf, or at least it's supposed to. That's what it's supposed to do. But, you know, we'll see if my science checks out. I don't know. All right, say goodbye to it, bye. I think our banana bread has sat for long enough, and I think we're all really waiting to see what it looks like. So before I burn my fingers off and ruin it, so I'm just gonna set it down. This is the banana bread. Isn't it pretty, guys? And see, it did what I told you it was gonna do. It's split in the middle here, and this is where all the air escaped and you know, steam escaped. But look at, nice even, this is beautiful. This is beautiful that it came out that easy. That's why you oil your pan, because goodness, is it so annoying when it doesn't. You see these little pockets, these little bits of white? It's because I didn't sift all of the flour. But, you know, you live, you learn. Just sift your flour first. And look at this, still hot. Look at how cool. Yay, okay then. You know, let's see how it tastes. Tastes good. I like it. I like it, I think it's good. I think it could have deserved a little bit more banana, but I didn't have enough banana to spread out that far, you know? But as a little loaf, it's good. Not too sweet. Got a crunchy little top. It's nice. I'm gonna set it back in the pan and I'm gonna enjoy this bit.